250, yeah.
Subharambha Utilokitana Dhani Gopala Govinda Viranga Mandira Bhadi Sankhakara Bhadira Dhani Puriyarakas Nittakare Vishambhara Yudhagita Hara Jata Dayana Mukundalaya Rajana Kotajan Jaya Govinda Ghosh Arakotajan Gora Chandra Nitya Sare Korina Kitan Doriya Bolena Nityananda Mahabali Alakita Adita Yorena Paradi Karahara Yari Jata Sajala Nayane Anande Vivala Hara Prabhu Rakitani Chakanaya Chandana Che Prabhu Vishambha Narayana Govinda Kesavaveta Suriyati Chaturjikeshri Hari Mangala Sankirtana Madhunate Jagannatha Nishayananda Charanamanande Shiva Vasanana Jane Dharadame Nate Shiva Sena Jayapani Dhaname Vamiki Bhayatapadha And a Prabhu Avatari Kali Yuvinase Dhaname Vai Sukanara Vedai Sahasrarana Prabhu Jaya Gunatai Sava Mahataya Sutta Jai Prabhu Rana Jai Prabhu Jai Jai Jata Bhagavan Prabhu Rana Nanda Jai Bhagavat Prajai Anandya Rathori Kare Kanyan Savarayantite Swadeshi Chandranala Anandya Krishna Radhika Vaishnava Chaitanya Desi Nadanaya Panadaya Angadana Jise Jai Krishna Mora Vrindavan Namari Ahani Sai Hare Kuturai Ahani Sabhakta Sange Nate Vishwambhara Sanginari Kara Sabai Satta Kare Emattananda Vishiyavasesha Mata Seka Prahara Ematayananda Navadipa Pure Nayaka Bihari Sakara Punya Kata Dekare Sabhana Bhakta Sangha Gora Chande Rahudaraman Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chandrakan Vrindavana Dasa Kachu Pare Yudhina Hari Vasare Hari Kitana Vidan Hare Krishna Charam Vira Prabhu Jaya Tera Charam Vira Prabhu Jaya Tera Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
So, on Ekadasi, after decreeing Hari Kirtan, Mahaprabhu, who is the life and soul of the universe, begins to dance in ecstasy. In the courtyard of virtuous Srivas, the auspicious sounds of Kirtan, Gopal, Govinda, reverberates loudly.
The sounds of the mridanga, the mandira, the conch, and the kartals all blend nicely with the Sankirtan.
The thunderous sound penetrates the universe, filling the whole sky. Everything inauspicious in all four directions is annihilated.
At dawn, Vishwambar dances with the Kirtan groups formed for singing charmingly.
One group is with Srivas Pandit, and many others sing with Mukundadat.
There are many more with Govinda Ghosh. As Gaurachandra dances, everyone performs Kirtan.
The almighty Nityananda Prabhu holds on to Mahaprabhu and gently strokes him, while the Dvaita Acharya secretly takes his foot dust.
Their eyes brimming with tears, Gadadhar and others become overwhelmed in transcendental happiness due to Mahaprabhu's Kirtan.
When Vishwambar dances with great force, the earth trembles, and everyone becomes afraid.
Sometimes Vishwambar dances so sweetly that he appears to be the son of Nanda, the best of dancers.
Their eyes filled with joy, Mahaprabhu's servants observe his unprecedented love for Sri Krishna and his incomparably beautiful dancing.
Mahaprabhu Vishwambar dances, rejoicing in his own transcendental happiness. The rhythmic sound of his lotus feet is extremely captivating.
Under the weight of his ecstatic emotions, his garland is unable to remain around his neck. Breaking apart, it falls at the feet of the devotees.
The auspiciousness of Sri Harinam Sankirtan spreads in all four directions, as the son of Jagannath Mishra dances in the midst of the devotees.
Absorbing the bliss of Sri Hari's name, Shiva becomes oblivious to his own clothing. He whose glories impels Shiva to dance in ecstasy also dances himself.
By his name, Valmiki achieved the wealth of austerity, and by his name, Ajamil received deliverance.
By hearing his name, the bindings of the material world are destroyed. That Lord, having descended, dances in the age of Kali.
His name is chanted by Sukadeva and Narad as they wander about. His words are sung by the Lord of innumerable mouths, Sri Anantadev.
Just imagine the snake chanting. His name constitutes the highest form of atonement. That Lord dances while those who are supremely fortunate look on.
Seeing Mahaprabhu's transcendental bliss, the associates of the Lord embrace each other and weep.
Wow. Sandal paste and garlands grace everyone's bodies. They sing in great bliss, forgetting their own selves due to the immersion in Krishna Ras.
Entranced in Kirtan, all the Vaishnavas lose complete sense of their own bodies and everyone around them.
Delighted, everyone sings day and night. Jai Krishna, Narahari, Mukunda, Vanamali.
Day and night, Vishwambar dances with the devotees, but they never become fatigued because their bodies are fully transcendental.
In such a manner, Mahaprabhu Vishwambar dances the entire night, except for one prahara during which he sleeps.
A measure equal to 3 hours. In this way, transcendental happiness arises in the land of Navadvip as the hero of Vaikuntha sports in Premras.
Gaurachandra and his associates remain in the hearts of those who hear this entire auspicious description.
Vrindavan Das offers this song at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya and the moonlight Nityananda.
Okay,
Jai.
Kadasi Bhakti Ki Jai.
Jai.
So, Madhava Titi Ki Jai. So how about Shuddha Bhakata? 216 is it?
216.
Wait, where do we get there? 216. Sudabhakata Sharanarenu Bhajanayana
Bhagata Seva Paramasiddhi Premalati Karamura
Bhagata Seva Paramasiddhi Premalati Karamura
Sudha Bhakata. That's really high. I don't know.
Sudabhakata
It's the same key. Bhagata Seva Paramasiddhi Premalati Karamura
Bhagata Seva Paramasiddhi Premalati
Bhakti Janani Jatane Palan Kori Ekarishiti Bhakti Janani Jatane Palan Kori Krishna Basati Basati Boli Paramaya Boli Surya Bhakata Charanareno Bhajanaya Rukula Gaurayama se sapastane karana brahmana range Jai sapastane se sabastana heri boyami kanai bhattaka sange Sudha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajanaya Rukula Vijanga Bhaja Sunite Mat Avagara Karajase Gaura Vihito Kirtana Suni Anande Hidayanase
Gaura Vihito Kirtana Suni Anande Hidayanase Sudha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajanaya Rukula Jugala Murti Jaki Amar Paramayananda Sara Seva Karite Har Sakara Prabhanja Sara Seva
Sura Bhakta Saran Renu Bhajanaya Kula Jai Nage Hai Bhajarata Ki Gete Gana Pavai Jai Nage Hai Bhajarata Ki Gete Gana Pavai Jayana Sidhu Dakiya Ganga Sukhana Silapa Sura Bhakta Saranayenu Bhajanaya Kula Sura Bhakta Saranayenu Bhajanaya Kula Tulasi Jaki Duraspa Maravato Sahitani Gaura Priya Saka Sevane Jivana Sataka Mani Gaura Priya Saka Sevane Jivana Sataka Mani Sura Bhakta Saranayenu Bhajanaya Kula Bhakti Dino Krishna Bhajane Anukul Paita Bhakti Dino Krishna Bhajane Anukul Paita Bhakti Divase Param Sukhe Swika Korai Taha Bhakti Divase Param Sukhe Sura Bhakta Saranayenu Bhajanaya Kula Sura Bhakta Saranayenu Bhajanaya Paramasiddhi Paramagati Paramula Sura Bhakta Saranayenu Bhajanaya Kula Sura Bhakta Saranayenu Bhajanaya Jaya Hari Vasa Jaya Karasi Jaya Hari Vasa Jaya Karasi Jaya Hari Vasa Jaya Karasi Jaya Mahapiti Jaya Karasi Jaya Karasi Jaya Madhavati Jaya Karasi Jaya Madhavati Jaya Karasi Jaya Madhavati. Beautiful. Dust from the lotus feet of the pure devotees is most favorable for bhajan. Service to the pure devotees is the highest perfection and the very root of the creeper of pain.
I carefully observe Madhava's holy days, such as Ekadasi and Janmashtami, for they are the mother of devotion. Knowing that Krishna dwells in these holy days, with great regard, I also accept them as my residents who live in Ekadasi today.
In the company of devotees who have transcendental love, I will behold all the places where my Gora joyfully wandered.
My heart always prays for the opportunity to hear the mridanga play. While hearing the kirtan glorifying Sri Gaur, my heart dances with joy.
Upon seeing the deity forms of the divine couple Radha Govinda, I feel the highest bliss. Honoring their prasad enables one to conquer the material world of 5 elements.
My home is transformed into Goloka, Vrindavan, when I see bhajan of Sri Radha Krishna being performed there. When I look upon the Ganga, which is the nectar emanating from the Lord's feet, my happiness knows no bounds.
Upon seeing Tulasi, my heart becomes satisfied because I know that she pleases Madhav. When I honor Sak, a variety of greens, which is very dear to Gora, I consider my life successful.
Whenever you find favorable for Krishna Bhajan, Bhakti Vinod accepts every day with the greatest happiness.
Good. Hadasi Bhakti Ki Jai, Narahari Ki Jai. Harivasara Ki Jai. Harivasar. Hari resides here and we reside here.
Page 137.
We didn't do Mahaprabhu yet. Sake. What page?
Huh?
What page? Sake. That's a good one. Sake, what page?
340.
340. Welcome to Gaur Govinda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
340. Okay. Dina?
Sake Kalaya Goram Udaram. Sake Kalaya Goram Udaram. Mana Vanamano Aravesa
Go.
Page 137.
What is it?
Raja Harima.
Raja what? Raja.
Forgot about that song, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
What did you think about everything?
It's like having a Christmas song full of priceless treasures.
Yeah.
Year round.
Raja Hure Mana Shinandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare
Raja Hure Mana Shinandanandana Abhaya Charanara
Raja Hure Mana Shinandanandana Abhaya Charanara
due to Shri Nanda Nandan, which bring fearlessness. This human birth is very rare, so take the association of saintly persons and cross over this ocean of material existence.
Suffering the pains of cold, heat, wind, and rain, I remain sleepless day and night. I have uselessly served miserly and wicked men for a fraction of momentary happiness.
Wealth, youth, sons, and relatives, what assurance do they hold? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. So always serve and worship the feet of Sri Hari.
Hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, serving his lotus feet, engaging as a servant, worshipping, serving him as a friend, and completely offering him one's very self. These 9 limbs of bhakti are Govinda Das' cherished aspiration.
Huh?
Isn't there a song by Narahari in our songbook?
A song by him?
Yeah, the song ends Narahari.
Well, but that's like a different Narahari, isn't it? Or is it the same one?
I'm just reading.
Narahari hiya pasana dia kamane gariyache.
It's difficult, I'm just reading that because they have the same name, it's sometimes difficult to tell who wrote the song.
I'm gonna look it up because I know it's one or two songs.
Okay, meanwhile, while you're looking it up, we'll sing Radha.
What song though? Radha song.
Narahari hiya pasana dia.
Oh, that's right. That's what. Hold on. That's what I'm looking up.
Alright.
No, that's okay. So is it? It's Gaurang Bina. Is that it? Gaurang Bina. Okay, hold on.
Oh, Gaurang
Jadi Gaurang Nahi to. Tabi
Not sure.
Gaurang Bina Nahi.
Sorry, yeah. Look at that.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay.
68.
So you get to fight, you get to sing.
Oh, this is that's not what it says.
This is 68.
Gaurang Bina Nahi.
Wait, you're on a different page, bro.
Hari Gauranga Nahito Tabito.
Yeri Gauranga Nahito Kabike Harito Gamune.
Hari Gauranga Nahito Tabiki Harito Kemanito Rito Gauranga Nahito Tabiki Harito Kemanito Rito Radharamahima Premarasa Sima Radharamahima Premarasa Sima Jagate Gana Toke Jagate Gana Toke Jagate Gana Toke Madhura Vinda Vina Madhuri Pavishra Chaturi Sara Madhura Vinda Vina Madhuri Pavishra Chaturi Sara Parajayuvati Bhavera Bhakati Parajayuvati Bhavera Bhakati Bhakati Oi Chokara Shagati
Well, that song pretty much equals it. Krishna? Do we get to do that?
We did Krishna.
We did Krishna, so Radha. Radha Bhajani Jodi. Is that okay?
What page?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
110. Radha bhajane jodi mati nahi bhela Krishna bhajana tabaya karane gela
Radha bhajane jodi mati nahi bhela
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Let's go. Do you have that? Of course. Is that going to be too high, this one? Is that too high?
Oh, yeah. No.
No, it's good. It's not an aerial view.
Unless your name is Ariel.
So, together. Ajnanatimirandasya Chakshurumilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Hridaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah. Yam Pravajantam Anapetamapetakritam Dvarpayano Viravakataruvajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taruvo Banedos Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparadalakshay Chittasya Kamaditarangamari Kripa Maitam Sharanam Prapadyam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavaivasmi Na jivami tam vina Iti vigyaya radhe Tam nayamam charanantike. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Asto to the Sat Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Asto to the Sat Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Balab Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Dvait Madhav Goswami Maharaj, to our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, and all his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees. So welcome to everybody on this very auspicious day. Why is it an auspicious day? Because it's not a day. If you look around, you might think it's a day. But Srila Gurudev said, it's not a day. It's Krishna himself, Ekadasi Titi. Krishna was wondering and wandering. He was wandering, as he was wandering, through the hellish planets. And I think many of you have read the 5th canto Srimad Bhagavatam about the various hells. Like, for example, you get thrown off a cliff and you break into 1,000,000 pieces, but you don't die, and they put you together again, bring you up the cliff, and then throw you down again, and it just keeps happening. And then sometimes, according to your sins, you become a worm in a planet called Krimi Bhojana, and you are in this lake filled with other worms, and you eat them and they eat you. And it goes on and on. Like, for those who like to, like especially kids, so I hope you don't do that, Balaram or Prem, that they take these insects and they love to tear them. So what happens to such a person? He gets eaten alive by many, many animals together. And if somebody tries to stop the Sankirtan movement, Well, he gets sewn length and breadth like he's a cloth by the constables of the god of death. And it goes on and on. So as Krishna was wandering through these various hells, he was thinking, help? Hello? He was thinking, how can I save my sons and daughters from these horrible hells? What can I do for them so that they can, without much difficulty, get delivered? Oh, I know. I'll become a day. And if anybody observes the simple rules and regulations of this day, they can become delivered. So he became Ekadasi. And Ekadasi means the 11th day of the new moon and 11th day of the full moon. So it happens twice a month. In Jagannath Puri, Ekadasi was ruining the financial situation of the pandas there, who, they sell this Jagannath Prasad that's really good. It's like really sugary and these flaky grains. So they were thinking that because of Mahaprabhu, all of his followers follow him, they observe Ekadasi, and our business of selling these grains on this day falls apart. So we have to do something, because what we want to do is we want to hang Ekadasi Devi by her feet upside down. It's just an expression. So they figured, we'll offer Mahaprabhu the Mahaprasad, and because he'll take it, all of his followers will take it. But when they did offer Mahaprabhu the Mahaprasad, he offered his obeisances, and he began to sing the glories of Mahaprasad, like Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave, you all know that prayer. And he sang the glories of Mahaprasad throughout the night. In the morning, he performed his bhakti bhajan ritualistic activities. And when the Paran time came, exact Paran time, after that, he took that Mahaprasad. So they were foiled. So today is a very, very special day and special opportunity. It's also a very sacred titi, because it is the disappearance day of Narahari Sakara Thakur. Narahari Sakara is sometimes confused with Narahari Chakravarti Thakur. Has anybody ever wondered if they're the same person or different people? So, they're different people. In Narahari Chakravarti Thakur is the author of many songs and also of Bhakti Ratnakara, which is the pastimes of many of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates who were present during Mahaprabhu's time and also present after Mahaprabhu's time. Associates who we usually don't get to read about. So that book is filled with their pastimes and the pastimes of Radha and Krishna that they hear when they go on Braj Mandal Parikrama. So in that book, Bhakti Ratnakara, Narahari Chakravarti Thakur is glorifying Narahari Sakara. And we'll read about that in a few minutes. Sometimes I'm reading in these different websites, glorification of Narahari Sakara, that in many cases it's not clear which one wrote a particular song, particular kirtan, because they both sign it at the end, Narahari, like this song that we sang earlier, Yadi Garanga Nahito. Narahari Diya Pashana
Dia, Narahari Dia.
Diya Pashana Diya means I think I, Narahari, must have the heart made of stone, because even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's the most merciful personality in all the three worlds, I have no attraction, my heart doesn't melt like when I hear his name and glories, therefore my heart must be like a stone. Fortunately, in our songbook, the devotees who made the songbook did the research, and we know that's from Narahari Sakara. There's another one I found that we didn't sing. It goes, Manore Kaho Nagora Kata. Do you know the tune for that?
Yeah.
I'll read the English, if you think of the tune. O mind, just speak about Gora. Gora's name is the abode of nectar and the embodiment and bestower of divine love. In sleep there is Gora. In dreams there is Gora. You didn't clap that I got Socrates. Gora is the star of my eyes. In life there is Gora. In death there is Gora. Gora is a most precious necklace. It's the necklace we want to wear. Keeping Gauranga inside my heart, I will sit in a secluded place, and according to my heart's desire, I will keep my eyes fixed upon his moonlight form. When oh when will that day come to us? Without Gora I cannot live. I have made Gora the essence of my existence. May my life be spent chanting the name of Gora. I do not desire anything else. Gora's movement, Gora's appearance, Gora's smiling face, Gora's love and Gora's form all penetrate my heart. Gora is my dharma. Gora is the object of my karma. And Gora is the essence of the Vedas. I surrender my life at Gora's lotus feet. Gora will take me across the ocean of material existence. Then he's also sung about, because he's very famous in the Gora Arti song that we sing every night. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Aroti Kesoba. So there, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the seventh Goswami, is who is manifestation of Gadadhar Pandit, who is Srimati Radhika herself. He sings about the beautiful arati ceremony of Sri Gauranga. And in there, he sings, Narahari Adi Kodi Chamara Dulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshaya Dikaya. Narahari Sakara and others fan the Lord with chamaras, while Sanjaya Pandit, Mukundadat is actually the brother of Narahari Sakara. Vasudev Ghosh and others sing his glories. So very beautiful. There's another song of his, which we'll come to in a little bit, which Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj quotes in his Sri Chaitanya and His Associates. Very beautiful book, which also describes the glories of Mahaprabhu's associates. And today is his disappearance day. There's no difference between the appearance and disappearance days of the Vaishnavas, because both of them, both days, both titis, afford us the opportunity to remember them on the days when they're particularly desirous to bestow their powerful mercy upon us. And as you know, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, the Shiksha Guru of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, came to his house and said to his son, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, I know that you're expert in astrology, so please make a calendar, Navadvi Panchika. Panchika means calendar. That when the great personalities, associates of Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu, appear and disappear, so that the Vaishnavas can honor those days. Even Srila Bharati Maharaj says that even by just remembering their name, we make so much advancement, especially on their days. So, I am reading from Srila Bhakti Vallabhtirtha Goswami Maharaj's book, Sri Chaitanya and His Associates. First, he's quoting from the Gora Ganadesha Deepika of Srila Kavi Karnapur. Pura Madhumati Prana Saki Vrindavane Shita Aduna Narahari Daksharaka Prabhu Priya. Narahari Sakara, the Lord's dear associate, was not previously necessarily, because it's all eternal. Mahaprabhu's pastimes are eternal and Radha and Krishna's pastimes are eternal. So, Narahari Sakara, the Lord's dear associate, was previously Radha's intimate girlfriend named Madhumati. So he is today Narahari Sakara. That's Gora Ganadesha Deepika. This book by Kavi Karnapur tells the who's who of Mahaprabhu's Leela and Radha Krishna's Leela. Srila Narahari Sakara Thakur is counted as one of Chaitanya's branches on the desire tree of pure devotional service. By Mahaprabhu's desire, he took birth in a physician, Vaidya. Vaidya is like Ayurvedic physician. Family. Blessing his family when he did so. He was foremost among the residents of the village of Srikanda. You'll find many mentions of the residents of Srikanda discussed in Chaitanya Charitamrita. All of who are the Lord's associates. On Katwa Burdwan rail line, the first station west of Katwa, Shripad Srikanda, and the second Srikanda, Narahari's home, is about 1 mile from the station. That's if you want to travel through Navadvip. It tells you exactly where to go. In Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita translation, for so many of the Lord's associates, he says, so you take this train station and then turn right and then... Some of the other prominent residents of Srikanda, who were devotees of Lord Chaitanya, were Sri Mukunda, that is the brother of Narahari, and Raghunandan. Raghunandan is the son of Mukunda, and thus the nephew of Narahari. And he's very...
Raghunandan was the dad.
I don't think so, but as I read on...
Oh, you mean Lord Chaitanya. Yeah.
Oh, the dad. Oh, that was a joke. It wasn't a joke, but it was in the sense of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Mukunda, who's the father and who's the son? Are you the father of Raghunandan, or is Raghunandan the father of you? So Mukunda said, actually, he's my father because he inspired me in bhakti. And so, very interesting pastime that Mukunda left his son to take care of the house. His son was very young while he went out of town for a couple of days, and he was responsible for offering the bhoga to the Didi, but he didn't know any mantras. So he just said to the Didi, eat. And so the Didi actually ate, and he saw the Didi eating. And then his father and mother, when his father came back, asked him what happened to the bhoga. He said the deities ate it. So Mukunda hid behind the curtain so he could see what was happening. But the deity didn't eat that day, didn't show that he was eating, because his father was there. So then he started crying, "If you don't eat, my father will punish me, because I told him you eat." So then the deity took a bite out of the sweet, and his father saw that. He decided to show mercy to his father. And that's why Mukunda said to Mahaprabhu, "He's my father." Because above and beyond mantras, although they're very important, is love.
It said that in his whole family and all the people that knew his family, everyone considered Raghunandan to be the most advanced devotee.
So Dinabandhu, where's that?
I think it must be in the CC.
So Dinabandhu Prabhu said he read that, what?
Everyone considered him to be the most advanced devotee.
Everyone in his family considered him to be the most advanced of them all. So, Sri Charanjeev, Sri Sulochan, these are just naming devotees of Sri Khanda. So they're all mentioned as Chaitanya's branches, and they all generally distributed the fruits of love of God. So the scholar Bharat Malik has written the following Sanskrit verse about Narahari's appearance in the Vaidya family in his book Chandra Prabha. In Bengal, the area known as Rarha, there is a famous town known as Sri Khanda that gave shelter to all the physician clans. Since Vaidyas gathered there, it became a favorite residence for them, especially those who were of the noblest births. In the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhana, it is stated that Narahari Sakara appeared in either the Shaka year 1401 or 1402, which by our calculation is 1479 to 80 AD. His father's name was Narayan Das, his mother Sri Goyi. Goyi was the daughter of Murari Sain. Narayan Das had 3 sons, Mukunda, Madhava, and Narahari. Funny that they have different last names.
Titles.
Their titles, that's why they're different. Raghunandan Thakur was Mukunda's son. And this is all mentioned in the Bhakti Ratnakara as well. Mukunda is said to have sometimes worked as the Shah of Bengal's family physician. Or maybe that's not edited right. He worked as the family physician of Bengal's Shah. The author of Chaitanya Mangal, Lochan Das, who came from the village of Kogram near Jamadpur, was Narahari's disciple, and you know that he wrote many songs in our songbook, usually with the endings of the song like, anybody who doesn't worship my Nityananda, I'll put tar all over his face, and things like that. And his life is useless in this life and the next life. So he's Narahari's disciple. And our Prabhupada said his songs are very authorized. Like in one song, in our songbook, it says that, and he puts himself down just as badly. He says that I I put what I thought was a cool necklace around my neck, and it turned out to be a snake. And I thought that I was biting on sugar cane, but it turned out to be just a piece of wood. So, in other words, I came to this human form of life, and I didn't worship Gora, the Kalpataru, the Prem Kalpataru, the desire tree of Prem, and instead I'm worshipping thorn trees of this material existence. So Narahari Sarakara's family and disciple are all glorious.
He was born in the same area as Lord Nityananda Prabhu.
Born in the same area as Lord Nityananda. So for this reason, Lochan Das writes that Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami and Narahari Sarakara were Mahaprabhu's dearest associates. So sometimes we hear that different people are Mahaprabhu's dearest, because they're all his dearest.
You know that song, that one, Jai Jai Nityananda Dvaita. Yeah, there's a line in that song that mentions Narahari and his two Murari and Mukunda.
What does it say? Oh yeah, that's
Jai
right.
na Kanda Basi Narahari Murari Mukunda.
Yeah.
It says that they're
Just
Kanda
glorifying Mahaprabhu's associates. On the other hand, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavandas Thakur has not spoken at any length about the devotees of Sri Khanda. Sri Lochandas Thakur has written the following about his guru in Chaitanya Mangal. Narahari Das Thakur is my worshipful master. He was the descendant of a pure line of physicians. His body was permeated by love for Krishna, and he taught his disciples nothing other than Krishna Prem. He was previously known as Madhumati, one of Radha's dearest Sakis in Vrindavan, a storehouse of sweetness. Now, in the age of Kali, with the appearance of Gauranga, he has become the keeper of the storehouse of love for Radha and Krishna. So he was the storehouse of sweetness as Madhumati, and now he's the storehouse of love for Radha and Krishna as Gauranga's associate. After the death of his father Narayan, Narahari's elder brother Mukunda arranged for him to study in Navadvip. He quickly became learned he quickly became learned as well as a connoisseur of the flavors of devotional sentiment. Even before becoming Mahaprabhu's associate, he composed songs glorifying Radha and Govinda's pastimes. When Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was constantly by the Lord's side, engaged in his service, Narahari had the good fortune to enter into his association. His personal service, as you can see from the song Gora Arti, was to fan the Lord with a yak tail whisk like we do. He wrote several books, including Bhakti, Chandrika Patala, Sri Krishna Bhajanamrita, Sri Chaitanya Sahasrana, Sri Sachinandanastakam. Oh wow, that is great. I'm so happy to hear that. I'll tell you why in a few minutes, I'll tell you why right now. Because in Srila Gurudev's darshan on Valapkus Manjali, he was discussing the 5th verse of Valapkus Manjali, And he said that this song, Sachinandanastakam, was written by Sri Narahari Chakravarti. But then in brackets it says Sakara. So I didn't know if the brackets were just put in by somebody who's making a mistake or real. So now I understand, by the mercy of Srila Bhakti Ballabh Maharaj, that it was actually him who wrote the Sachinandan Astakam, and it's the most amazing. One of the verses, I took this just in case it was him. This really fabulous darshan explanation. You've never heard anything like it. I'm going to read it to you. So he wrote this Sachinandan Astakam. And all these are well known and thought of highly by the devotees. So Gurudev is talking, he says such confidential things, right? So he says, these are certainly valuable topics. You should hear and read these slokas of Vallabh Kusmanjali. And always keep these ideas. Vallabh Kusmanjali means, praying for service of Srimati Radhika. May I serve you at this time of the day? May I fan you while you're taking prasadam? May I dress and decorate you? Things like that. Preach, yes, but keep these feelings inside. These topics are not for preaching to the general devotee audiences. They are only for oneself and a very few qualified persons. So we can only understand Radha and Krishna by understanding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For example, it is stated in Shastra that Radha became Satyabhama, Radha became Lakshmi, or Radha became Sita. So what is the meaning of became? It's not that Radhika directly became her expansions. It's just a saying. Because her original complete form is always in Vrindavan, and her plenary portions or parts of her plenary portions became Lakshmi, Sita, Satyabhama, Krishna's queen. So we should be like Raghunath Das Goswami, who wrote Krishna. He is so indebted to Mahaprabhu. He is not thinking that Radha and Krishna are other than Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has ordered that we do Krishna bhajan, and we do that. He has said to always remember the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and we are obeying that in order to serve him. We are obeying that in order to serve him. So our service to Gauranga is to always remember the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. It's one of our services. Whatever we are receiving, whatever we are realizing, whatever we are thinking, it's all to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is not that we're leaving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to worship Radha and Krishna. When we think of Mahaprabhu, we think that, but whenever we think of Mahaprabhu, we think that he's not Krishna. He's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. However, our acharyas have taught otherwise. Our entire Guru Jana, that means our superior gurus, has taught that Krishna is a cheater, but not more of a cheater. I mean, we read about his pastimes that he's cheating Chandravali to go to Radha, and he steals butter, and he steals the gopis' clothes, and so many cheating activities. But he's not more of a cheater than Mahaprabhu. So now we're going to find out how this renounced sannyasi is a cheater. Krishna has cheated some persons, but Mahaprabhu has cheated everyone. He has taken the golden color, stolen the golden color of Radhika. Why? Srila Narahari Sakara has written in his stava called Sachinanan Astakam that Krishna has stolen the complexion of Radhika. He has become golden because he always wants to have her body upon his body. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is therefore the greatest cheater because he's really Krishna in the dress of a sannyasi. In all the slokas of this astakam, Narahari has only described this fact, and he's offering his pranam to that cheater, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gurudev also sang the verse. It's really beautiful. I'll try it, but don't expect very much because it's a very complex verse. He has done this in such a good manner that it brings joy to the devotee's heart.
It's just like Vande Rupasanatnam.
Oh. Gopinam kuchikum kumena nichitam vatsaha kimasadunam nindita kanchana kanti rasa rasika slashena gauram vapu tasam gada karabhinandana pagamba solamo trisyate astyayam saki pashadlam pataguro sanyasi vesham krito. He's a Lampad guru. That's Krishna. He's a Lampad. He's a debauchee. Anyway, let's hear what the English is. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Lampad Guru, the guru of the cheaters. There are so many lakhs and lakhs, hundreds of thousands of cheaters, and he's the guru of them all. Means he's the best of the cheaters. Now he has taken sannyas vesh, the dress of a sannyasi. Why? His clothes are kumkum nichitam. The gopis used kumkum on their hearts, on their breasts. And that color of kumkum is his cloth, that saffron cloth, which is the cloth of a renunciate. Actually, it's the color of the gopis' kumkum. So he's a cheater. Why is Mahaprabhu Gaura Vapu? Vapu means body of Gaura Vapu, golden. He took the Kanchana Kanti, the golden color of the Rasa Rasikas. Who are the Rasa Rasikas? Srimati Radhika, Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Padma, and all others. Like them. He has taken their Kanti, their complexion, and now he's become Gaur, golden. Tasamgada. His body goes through transformations of the eightfold different ecstasies, like hair standing on end, being stunned, tears flowing from the eyes, trembling. Why? Why is he now in Satvik Vikar? It's because that Lampad Guru has embraced all the Rasa Rasik gopis. And so when Krishna embraces the Rasa Rasik gopis, and he embraces them tightly, he becomes one, the golden form of Mahaprabhu. And he looks like a renounced sannyasi. So, in sannyas dress. He's a Lampad Guru in sannyas vesh. So he's not actually Radhika. He's Lampad Guru, Krishna. The Lampad Guru means he's the Guru of all the Lampads, of all the debauchees. Because nobody can be a Lampat like him. How? He marries 16,000 queens in Dwarka, and he tells them all, I love you the best. he was running. You know, firebrand, like incense stick. When it goes so fast, it looks like a firebrand. That lumput. He says he loves me the most, but here we are, he's dancing with me. Only she saw it, the other gopis didn't see that he was dancing with me and everybody else at the same time. They only thought, he's always dancing with me. And she said, look at that debauchee. And then she left the rasa dance in a huff. So, actually he's Krishna. He is Sri Gadadhar Pandit. I'm sorry, it is Sri Gadadhar Pandit who's Radhika, watching to see how Krishna is acting her part. Krishna has taken her mood and is acting like her, but she's there separately, standing and watching him. He has taken her mood and color, yet at the same time that mood and color remain with her. So like I may take a pose and imitate you, but your pose is still with you, right? So Srimati Radhika may pose like Krishna, but she's not Krishna. Similarly, Mahaprabhu is Krishna. Like sometimes the gopis imitated Krishna lifting the hill or playing the flute, but they're not Krishna. Similarly, Mahaprabhu imitated Radha, but he's not Radha. He's Krishna, covered by the mood and complexion of Radha. So that was the beautiful Satchidanandastakam. So we'll continue reading from Srila Bhakti Bhalabhtirtha Goswami Maharaj's book, Sri Chaitanya and His Associates. I don't remember where we left off. Yeah, this is new. Narahari Sakara Thakur also participated in the Lord's activities in Puri. He and the other residents of Sri Khanda were amongst those who went every year with Shivananda Sen on his party, you know, with the dog. That's in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya chapter 1. When Mahaprabhu returned to Puri after his pilgrimage to South India, where he had saved so many people by giving them love for Krishna, Nityananda sent Kala Krishna Das back to Bengal to tell everyone that he was back. Then the Bengali devotees immediately made arrangements. That is, Mahaprabhu left Puri, but then when he came back, Nityananda Prabhu sent a message to the devotees in Bengal that he's back in Puri. So then they all packed up their bags and went to Jagannath Puri to see the Lord. And the parikrama leader was Shivananda Sen. So the residents of Sri Khanda, welcome, Hare Krishna, what a pleasant surprise. This is Jagannath Prabhu, he's the Jagadish Prabhu. I always get my Nasandits. Means the same thing, but still it's different. Jagadish Prabhu, who is the beloved disciple of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. So he's gracing us with his association. We're just coming to nearing the end of our glorification of Srila Narahari Sakara Thakur, who's one of the intimate associates of Mahaprabhu, and today's his disappearance day. So we're reading from Sri Chaitanya and His Associates by Srila Bhakti Bhalabhtirtha Goswami Maharaj. So then it says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mukunda, Narahari, and Raghunandan from Sri Khanda arrived at Sri Advaita Acharya's house to go to Nilachala. After the Snana Yatra, or Lord Jagannath's bathing ceremony, when Lord Jagannath would not be available for darshan, Mahaprabhu would go to Alalanath to get relief from not being able to see Lord Jagannath. And in Alalanath, he would weep so much and lie on the stones, and impressions of his body, because the stone would melt by his bodily touch. There's still impressions of his body on the stone. And there's a temple, and one could go and offer obeisances to that stone. So, when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Gopinath Acharya to identify the Lord's devotees, he mentioned the names of Narahari, Mukundadas, and Raghunandan, Chiranjeevan, and Sulochan. During the Rath Yatra festival, the Lord formed 7 kirtan groups with the devotees from Bengali. One of these was composed uniquely of the devotees from Srikhanda. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes that Narahari and Raghunandan were the dancers for this group. Great singer, great dancers, great author, great poet. When the Lord gave all the devotees directions for service, he told Narahari to remain in the association of the devotees and preach, whereas he told Mukunda, to his brother, to continue being a physician and earn money for your family. But of course, it also says that that Mukunda and Mukunda and Narahari, although they were both Ayurveda doctors, I know it's Ayurvedic, but Gurudev said Ayurveda. That's why I said. So they not only cured the bodies of their patients, but they also cured the souls of their patients by giving them Krishna Bhakti.
Question.
Huh?
Is Mukunda the singer?
I'm right at this moment, I'm speaking about Mukunda Dutt, the Ayurvedic physician, who was not only a physician, but of course he's also a singer.
The brother of Narahari was also a singer.
What? And Narahari, who's also a physician, was also a singer in Mahaprabhu's kirtan, and also a dancer. And Raghunandan, Mahaprabhu ordered, remember he's the Pujari's son of Mukunda and the nephew of Narahari. Mahaprabhu ordered him, he ordered different devotees to do different things. He ordered him to take care of the deity. So here then it says, many people confuse Narahari Sarakara Thakur with the author of Bhakti Ratnakara, Narahari Chakravarti. The latter, who is also known as Ganesham Das, was born 2 centuries later in the district of Murshidabad. His father's name was Jagannath Chakravarti, and he was a disciple of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. On Govindaji's order, he was engaged as a cook for the Govinda temple and was known as the cooking Pujari, Rasoya Pujari, in Braj. And so Narahari Chakravarti is the author of Bhakti Ratnakara, and in there he glorifies Narahari Sarakara. So now this is a song about Lord Chaitanya. It's a song of feeling separation from Lord Chaitanya by Narahari Sarakara. You know the tune?
Yeah, it's hard to sing, but it's kind of a lot like some songs that we already sing.
It's not in our songbook, is it?
No, it's not. But it's in a typical song style.
Right. So, like, what is it?
It's kind of a weird style of Bengali, but
Okay.
like I'm trying to think of a separation tune for it.
How about if you practice while I keep reading? Here's the translation. If Gauda came back to Nadia town, my mind would be filled with joy. I would see him, the source of all joy, performing his kirtan pastimes. Hari Hari, when will I again gaze upon that moon-like face? When will the day come when the dam holding the ocean of separation in my heart breaks? Wait, let me try that one again. When will the day come when the dam holding the ocean of separation in my heart breaks? So, let's see if we can get that. There's an ocean of separation in my heart, and it's all held up there by a dam, and I want it to break by seeing Mahaprabhu again. When will I see the golden form of the Lord, wrapped in his Jagya Sutra, means the Brahman thread? Lifting my arms, on that day, I will shout Hari Hari and dance in the midst of the devotees, because Narahari and Mukunda, remember, the two brothers, they dance and sing in their separate party from Srikanda. Saying such things, many of Gaura's devotees close their eyes and merge into love for him. When will Narahari's desires be fulfilled? When will he gaze again upon the form of the young Gaura? So Narahari disappeared around 1570 AD, 1670, 400 years ago, in the month of Agrahayan, on the Krishna Ekadasi. So today must be Krishna Ekadasi.
Yeah, because it's 2 weeks after Kartik.
2 weeks after Kartik is Krishna Ekadasi. Srinivasacharya officiated at his funeral. Wow, all these big time personalities. So we sang Srinivasacharya's song today about this Sad Goswami. Did you? No. We usually do. Huh? During the whole Kartik we sang Srinivasacharya's. So he officiated at the funeral ceremony. And Nityananda Prabhu's son, Virachandra Goswami, who's he in Krishna Lila? Virachandra Goswami. You know? Kiradakshai Vishnu.
Oh. Right. But Virachandra, he's Nityananda Banks, right?
Yeah, he's Nityananda Banks, and Nityananda is Balaram, and he expanded into all these Vishnus. So, Kiradakshai Vishnu is Virachandra. So why would we mention that? And many other important Vaishnavas, they were there in Srikanda to celebrate his appearance day. Wow, it's incredible. Do you remember who he is in Krishna, who Narahari is in Krishna Lila?
Madhumati.
Madhumati. And what is he? The ocean of what?
Honey.
Huh? Yeah, he's sweetness. He's like an ocean of sweetness. Honey. Madhu. And then in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's an ocean of what? Love for Radha and Krishna in the form of a sadhak. And so this is described how, in Bhakti Ratnakara, it describes how his disappearance day was celebrated. And because Narahari Chakravarti, he came 200 years later. Some people said, brothers, Do not leave right away. An ocean of praying will flood over Sri Khanda in a few days. This is from Bhakti Ratnakara. On the 13th day of the waning moon of Agrahayan, when Narahari Thakur disappeared, a great festival will be held here. Wow, it's foretold. And there's one other quote, which I don't remember which of these various papers that I have. Oh yeah. Here. One day, Nityananda Prabhu arrived in Sri Khanda and said to Narahari, "All right, we know who you are. So where's the honey, Madhu?" Get it? Because he's Madhumati. Nityananda says, "Okay, we know who you are, so where's the honey, Madhu?" In Krishna Lila, Narahari is the Saki Madhumati, whose service is to supply honey for Radha, Govinda, and their associates. Wow. Well, of course, they have unlimited services, but this is one of them.
Is she a Saki or
She's a Saki.
Or Manjari?
She's a Saki. So he immediately went to a nearby pond. This is Narahari Sarakara. He immediately went to a nearby pond and filled a pot, which immediately turned into honey of the most nectarian kind. And Nityananda Prabhu and his associates drank from this pot to their full and unlimited satisfaction. And then there's a quote from Prabhupada's purport to Chaitanya Charitamrita Ali Leela 10, 78 and 79. Maybe I already read it. Narahari Sarakara was a famous devotee. Lochandas Thakur, the celebrated author of Sri Chaitanya Mangal, was his disciple. And in the Chaitanya Mangal, it is stated that Sri Gadadhar Das and Narahari Sarakara were extremely dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let's see if I miss anything. Are there any questions?
I have an unrelated question.
Oh, okay.
Is there any reference in any scripture, perhaps Bhakti Ratnakara, I never read it, about the condition of the Lord Chaitanya's associates after his disappearance?
So Advaita Prabhu is asking a very nice question. Is there any description, perhaps in Bhakti Ratnakara or anywhere else, where the condition of separation of the devotees, describing that condition after Mahaprabhu's left? Well, the one pastime that I know from Bhakti Ratnakara is Srinivasacharya, and he was learning from his father. I think his name is Chaitanya Das. Ever since he was a little boy, he was hearing about the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So then he developed a great desire to meet him. Then when he was old enough to leave home, he walked, because in those days you just walk, hundreds of miles or whatever. And so he was walking to Jagannath Puri, and he saw somebody coming from Jagannath Puri looking very dismal. So he said, "What's the matter?" He said, "Mahaprabhu just left." Can you imagine the frustration? It's like somebody who just missed Prabhupada or just missed Gurudev. You know how frustrating that is. Frustrating isn't the word, it's devastating. So, so he started beating his chest and pulling out his hair and beating his chest. And then when he got to Puri, he saw how everybody was so sad and weeping and hardly being able to speak. And then he met Gadadhar Pandit and took shelter there. And Gadadhar Pandit, if I remember correctly, told him to go and meet with Nityananda Prabhu. And then he tried to meet with Nityananda Prabhu, and then Nityananda Prabhu had just left. And then he was even in a worse condition. Then he went back to Gadadhar Pandit, and just found out that he had just left, and in this way he was ready to walk into a fire. And then Mahaprabhu appeared to him in a dream. He said, no, don't do that. You can go and meet with Rupa and Sanatan in Vrindavan. I could be getting a couple of details wrong. I think most of them are right. Then he went there. Rupa and Sanatan had just left. And then Mahaprabhu told him that he'll meet with Jiva Goswami and Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And then at the same time, Mahaprabhu spoke in the heart of Jiva Goswami that you'll see this devotee who just came to Vrindavan, or he'll come to Vrindavan on such and such a date, and you'll find him sitting and weeping in a corner of the Radha Damodar temple. And so take him and show him around Vrindavan and bring him to Gopal Bhatta Goswami for initiation. So then when they got to, I'm skipping a ton of weeping pastimes between one thing and another. But then Jiva Goswami brought him to meet Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and he found Gopal Bhatta Goswami in an unbearable situation of, again, sitting in the corner and weeping and not being able to speak. And then, so he got initiated by Gopal Bhatta Goswami, right? Srinivasacharya? Hope so. So that's that pastime. That's a little bit of an answer to what you said.
Yeah, we just read about that a little while ago.
Read about what?
Srinivasacharya. Right? That was just, we just had his TT.
Yeah. So let's see if there's anything else here. Oh yeah, one more thing. So Narahari, who was the only devotee who had the right to do Gaur Kirtan in Gaurasundar's presence, because usually Mahaprabhu didn't want to hear his own glories. Ordinarily, if anyone would praise Mahaprabhu in his presence or chant his holy name, he would block his ears and call out Vishnu, Vishnu. So, but Narahari enjoyed the special privilege of being able to sing about him in a very unique mood and with sweet descriptions of his transcendental beauty, without any objection by Mahaprabhu. So, let's see if Srila Bharati Maharaj, he just sent, his devotees just sent out something.
It's the same.
Not the same?
It's the same.
Oh, one thing it does is it tells the story of Raghunandan and the deity. But I'll read this paragraph because it might be a little different from what I said. This would be the correct one. One day before leaving for work in a rush, Mukunda Das asked his son Raghunandan to serve the family deity, the Bhoga. Raghunandan was a mere child. Thus, when he saw that the food he was offered had not been physically accepted by the deity, he began to cry, pleading, "Why are you not accepting the Bhoga? Is it because I'm not initiated and unaware of the mantras?" After seeing the boy crying, Sri Gopinath, their family deity, ate everything. This Raghunandan in his childhood, by his loving service, had made his worshipful deity Gopinath eat a laddu. You all know what a laddu is, right? But it's like a sweet ball about that big. How many more minutes is there, Jagadish Prabhu?
10 minutes.
Okay.
15.
We don't need that much. So by his loving service, he made his worshipful deity Gopinath eat a laddu. He returned to his father with the empty plate, announcing, "Gopinath ate the offering on the plate." So this surprised his father. From the external consideration, he was a mere child, therefore his mantra was, "Eat, eat." Seeing his loving devotion, the Lord was obliged and he ate everything. leaving not even a morsel. Mukunda was bewildered. The next day, he called his son and instructed him to make the offering to the deity, just as he had done on the previous day. Meanwhile, he hid himself. So Raghunandan Thakur pleaded to Gopinath, eat. And just when Gopinath had eaten half of the laddu, Mukunda Das entered. So at that time, Gopinath stopped eating, leaving half the laddu in his hand. Seeing this, Mukunda was filled with love. He took his child in his arms and spoke to him in a choked voice. So to this day in Sri Khanda, those who are fortunate can have darshan of Gopinath with a half-eaten laddu in his hand. So a laddu, which was fed to him by Raghunandan, who was non-different from Cupid himself, says, Uddhava Das, who composed a bhajan based on this pastime with great feeling. People are fascinated and wonder who can feed Gopinath a laddu in this way, other than the great loving devotee Raghunandan, who is the nephew of Narahari Sakara. And here's a picture of, where is it? Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. So, here is Gaur Arati in person, Mahaprabhu and his associates. And then you see here, Narahari Sakara is waving the chamara.
How you know? Oh, because he has a chamara?
Yes, he has a chamara.
Can the camera see that?
Okay, so we'll end here. Gauranga, did you hear the pastimes of Narahari Sakara in the other room?
No.
Oh. Well, you could watch it. You could watch it this afternoon. Because if you go to Streams of Nectar, which is the Facebook page of this temple, Radha and Govinda, then you could watch it. And you could hear all of his pastimes. Isn't that great? Good. Any final questions? Yes, Lalita.
This is also a little unrelated, but I was wondering, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, especially like 10th chapter, it talks about all the different branches. And I was just wondering, like, we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas particularly follow Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta. And then I'm just a little confused because when I was reading about the different branches, there's like thousands of branches. So does that mean that there's like other 4 or 5 lines?
Okay, so Lalita Saki, what does it say there in Chaitanya Charitamrita 10?
Well, that there's so many different branches.
Okay,
of the
so
Chaitanya tree.
Can you get the Chaitanya Charitamrita right in here? I'll see. You have it there?
Yeah.
So maybe you could find it. So she said it's described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lila chapter 10, about all the branches of the Chaitanya tree. We know the roots, the trunk is, the roots are Nityananda Prabhu or Dvaita Prabhu. And then the devotees who came before Mahaprabhu, and then were the elder to Mahaprabhu. And then the different branches and sub-branches, and that there are thousands of them, Lalita Saki is saying. So, what about, in more recent times, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and their followers? So, in one of the purports, I remember reading that in our Prabhupada's purport, he said that ISKCON is also one of the branches.
Right.
Means him, not the buildings and the institution and things like that. So yes, the modern ones are also branches. And Gurudev said, I am also ISKCON. Brahma is ISKCON. Because
I'm wondering, like, we have our Sampradaya. and
Gaudiya
there's 4
Sampradaya.
Sampradayas.
We're in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya.
Right, but then there's all these different branches, so does that mean that all those branches are in one of those 4 Sampradayas?
No, it means all the branches are in one Sampradaya. These are all branches of the Chaitanya tree.
Okay.
So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a branch.
So in order to be bona fide, you have to come in.
Not in order to be bona fide, but in order to be a branch of this particular tree.
Right, you have to come through Bhaktisiddhanta and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, through that. You have to go through that line.
In order to be what? In the Bhaktivinoda
to be
Dharma.
in the current of bhakti, being initiated like with the Bhagavat Parampara.
Well, I don't exactly know how to answer that because Gurudev said that those in the Janava line, those in the line of Shamananda, they're also bona fide Vaishnavas. But we follow, because we want that goal of Radhadasyam, we follow Rupa Goswami coming down through Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I mean, Narottam and everybody coming down through Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Prabhupada's Prabhupada. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you find it?
Narahari is the 40th
Alright, there
branch
about
of the tree.
Narahari Sarakar is the 40th branch of the Chaitanya tree.
Mukunda and Raghunandan constitute the 39th branch, and Chiranjeev the 41st branch, Sulochan the 42nd, etc.
Okay. So at the end of the branches is Prabhupada's purport there?
Yeah, it's such a nice long purport.
Oh, it is there. You found
Yeah.
it. All right, let's see. Purport tells about, again, that the associates of Srikanda, which is what we just read, and who they are. And how Vrinda Devi, see, the gopis, there's more than one gopi with the same name sometimes, and there's more than one name with the same gopi. Like, for example, Raghunath Das Goswami is Rati Manjari and Tulsi Manjari. But anyway, let's see. So, Mukunda Das is also Vrinda Devi, but it's not that same Vrinda Devi. Okay.
What text number is that?
Text the same that you showed me.
I'm sorry.
10, 78, and 79. And no, it's not in this purport that it says that where Prabhupada said ISKCON is one of the branches. Yeah, no, I'm not sure if I had folio right here, I would find it. And it also says that on the western side of the Chaitanya tree, the 44th and 45th branches are Rupa, Sanatana, and Anupam. Rupa and Sanatana were the principal branches, and Anupam, Jiva, and others, headed by Rajendra, are their sub-branches. So it's an interesting book, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And who is it written by? A gopi, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami.
So if the Janava branch is bona fide, like Gurudev said.
Not necessarily that anybody who claims to be from the Janava, not yet, Janava line.
Right.
I don't know if it's called a branch, but it's her line. But her line is bona fide. Shamananda Prabhu's line is bona fide. Gurudev was saying that when he was talking about not disrespecting any Vaishnava, whatever line, as long as they're following.
Right. Do they have the same goal in that line? Or do all the branches, do they aspire after the same goal as our line?
I honestly don't know, and I'm ashamed to mention that in public here. Public means I'm on TV. honestly don't know, except that the Shamananda, he's a maidservant of Radharani, and he took shelter of Jiva Goswami. So it's all the same there. Yeah, unfortunately I don't know where Prabhupada's purport is right now, but another time. Or if anybody has folio. Folio is so great. If anybody doesn't have folio, you're really missing the nectar, because in folio you just type a few words and then it brings up every place where Prabhupada ever talked about that thing. In his books, in his letters, his lectures. So like if you type in Narahari Sakara, you get a whole bunch of hits, it's called. Okay, we're ending here. Shri Narahari Sakara Thakur ki jai. Shri Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaja ki jai, for giving us that very long description of him. And Shri Ekadasi Brat ki jai. Ekadasi Brat Palan Koti Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Do you know what that means? Ekadasi Brat Palan Koti Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Does anybody know? Palan means who are following. Bhakti Vrinda means the devotees. So Ekadasi Brat Palan Koti. And Koti means doing. Who's ever doing the following of Ekadasi, ki jai to them. Once Prabhupada brought in a big plate of prasadam. No, I'm sorry, somebody else brought a big plate of prasadam and presented it before Prabhupada. And he said, all glories to the suppliers of prasadam, and all glories to the takers of prasadam. And all glories to Radha Govinda. Radha Govinda ki jai. Where